when you go up to approach a horse, most people walk up, grab the horse, and start doing what they want to do. Okay, I don't do that. I'll walk up to the horse, and in many cases, I'll walk up to him and I won't even touch him for a minute or so. I just let him see me being here. Okay. When you're around a horse, you want to watch his eyes, you want to watch his head position, and you want to watch his mouth. Okay? Because if he gets very upset, his eyes will look very intense. If he gets relaxed, his eyes will what I call soften, and his lids will drop a little bit, and his eyes will just look more relaxed. Also, the higher his head, the more nervous and excited, concerned he is. The lower his head, the more comfortable he is. Okay, we were talking about the bubble concept. Okay? He didn't have a real big bubble, but when I got next to him, you notice his head did go up a little bit. That's telling me he's a little concerned. Well, he doesn't know me from Adam. I've got something in my hand that he doesn't know. He has a right to be concerned. Now there he wanted to see, you see the little, he kind of went to the thing, like he wanted to look at it, check it out, so let him smell it a little bit. Okay? Now, I'm going to start touching him. I haven't touched him up till now. Most people walk up and they grab the horse. So the first contact the horse has from the person is an act of assertion, aggression almost, okay? So my first act was to do nothing, and then I touch him nice and friendly like and gently and so on. Now I'm going to put this on his head, which he may not like that idea. So the fact that I got his head to drop down, as you've seen it do, the lower the head, the more relaxed, the softer the eye. You'll see tension in their bodies. Horses are very expressive. And horses never do something for nothing. They only do something for something. Okay? So, can you see that he looks a little more relaxed than when I first walked up?
Sure.
Okay? Now, just to give him a feel for what this is, see the ears go back and the head go up a little bit just because I'm touching him, because that's something that he hasn't felt before. So, I try to be more considerate of the horse, and if I go a little slower in the beginning, what it's doing is letting him get used to me, trust me, etc. And it's, if you will, it's insurance that I'm putting in place now. It's going to make me safer when I'm crawling around his back legs and other things. Does that make any sense? Okay. Now, do you all understand that when we use the word control, people like to have control of their lives, control of things, control your horse, control your kids, control your husband, right? By chance. But do you understand that we all have degrees of control? As big as he is, if right now he made up his mind to leave this room, this wouldn't stop him. Do you all get that? Mm-hmm. If he decided he didn't want me to touch him, do you realize I might have a real problem here? Mm-hmm. Just because of size. So, I need to control him, and I'm going to control him. But I'm going to make it a good deal for him, and he's going to respect that. And he will then, in turn, he will give me more control of him than I could take. Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Okay? It's not the typical philosophy in horse. You take control of the horse. I want to take control of the horse. How I get there is what's different. So now, even though I've got this up there, you see the head's dropped down a little bit more. He's kind of softened up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to do an act of control, and I'm going to put my hand over his nose right about here. Now, do you all understand that he could jerk that head away from me if he wanted to? Mm-hmm. But I have a little bit of control with him, and so if I want to move him a little bit, I can get him to do a little bit of a movement. Every time I move him, he is yielding to me. But he's not having a bad deal. He says, no hurt, no aggravation. It's just he's learning to yield to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this up and put this over the ears. Where's the head? He got a little uncomfortable with that, didn't he? Mm-hmm. We get it on. As short as I am, I should be turning it out like I did before. You got it. Okay, now, we need to have this halter strap over the top of this to hold the cap in place. So what I have to do is untie. This is a lot easier on the buckle halters, but a lot of people love these rope halters. And I'm going to swing this over. Now, do you realize that if he were really concerned and he put his head as high as he wants to or as high as he can put it, that I could not do this? Mm-hmm. It seems tight.
Well, now it's not. Yeah.
Okay. You need to have it snug, because at some point he may shake his head,
Right.
and his neck starts to loosen up. And if he does that and it's not fastened, this will come off and it'll take the halter with it. And then you have a loose horse, which is not a good thing. Okay? Now, do you see that his head came back down? Thank you. He read the script. He read the script. Now, how long have I been standing here with him? 4 or 5 minutes, maybe?
5 minutes.
Okay. This is time that nobody wants to spend when they want to work on a horse. They're paid to scan and treat horses. They want to get in, they want to do their job, they want to get their money. Okay? This is 3 or 4 minutes that begins the relationship with him and me, where I'm in control, because he's letting me move him, he's letting me put things on him. Okay? Each of those is a yield. When he yields to me, I'm in control. They're small yields, but how do you get the horse to run, jump over something that you want to? Well, you start with something little, and he gives to you, and you control him, and you make a good deal for him. He then gives to you more, you control him, and first thing you know, the horse will do anything you ask. But you get that in small incremental steps, starting right here. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to scan a horse, don't walk up, grab the horse, slam the hat on, and start trying to scan the horse. Mm-hmm. Ease into it. Be a little bit of courtesy for him. Let him get used to it. Because some of the horses that are hurting, they're going to be defiant. They're not going to want to be as cooperative as he has. Can you all see when his head went up a couple times? Had I gotten pushy when his head was way up, that it might have gotten worse rather than better? Can you all see that?